A yard can look expensive long before you spend expensive money on it. Sometimes, the difference is not a bigger budget. It is smarter plant selection. Many homeowners pour water, time, and energy into lawns and thirsty ornamentals, only to end up with a yard that still looks unfinished. But some of the most polished landscapes use plants that are tough, sculptural, drought-tolerant, and surprisingly low maintenance once they are established. In this smart gardening video, we are looking at 7 plants that can make your yard look more elegant, more intentional, and more professionally designed, with very little water compared to traditional landscape choices. These are not magic plants. They still need the right placement, proper soil preparation, and some care in the beginning. But when used correctly, they can bring structure, color, texture, and curb appeal to dry areas where ordinary plants often struggle. Stay until the end, because the final plant is one of the easiest ways to make a dry corner look designed instead of neglected. And for more research-based gardening videos that help you create a smarter, more beautiful outdoor space, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the Smart Gardening channel. Number 1 plant is agave. Agave is one of those plants that immediately makes a yard feel designed, even when the rest of the space is very simple. Its shape does most of the work. The thick leaves grow in a clean rosette, almost like a living sculpture placed in a landscape on purpose. In dry regions of the Americas, agave has a long practical history, used in different cultures for fiber, food, and traditional drinks. But in modern landscaping, its real value is structure. A single blue-gray agave near a walkway, gravel bed, front entry, or a large ceramic pot can make the whole area look more polished. From a horticulture point of view, agave is built for dry conditions. Its fleshy leaves store moisture, and many varieties prefer full sun with sharp drainage. Sandy, rocky, or gravelly soil is usually better than heavy soil that stays wet. Water more carefully while it is getting established, then let the soil dry well between deep waterings. In winter or cool, wet weather, too much water can be more harmful than too little. Agave works best where you want bold shape without constant maintenance. Sunny front yards, desert-style borders, slope plantings, modern courtyards, and low water containers. Just give it space, because many types have sharp leaf tips. It does not try to look soft or delicate. That is exactly why it looks expensive. It brings confidence, shadow, symmetry, and a quiet architectural beauty to a dry yard. And the next plant softens that strong look with color and movement. Number 2 plant is lavender. Lavender gives a low-water yard something agave cannot. Softness, fragrance, and a feeling of quiet luxury. Where agave feels bold and architectural, lavender feels calm and European, like something you might see along a stone path in a Mediterranean garden. Historically, lavender has been valued for its scent, dried flowers, and use in home gardens, but in landscape design, its power comes from repetition. One lavender plant is pretty. A row of lavender along a walkway, driveway edge, raised bed, or sunny patio can look intentional and expensive without looking forced. From a growing perspective, lavender is not difficult, but it is particular. It wants full sun, open air, and soil that drains quickly. Heavy, wet soil is where many lavender plants fail. If your yard has clay soil, raised beds, gravelly amendments, or mounded planting areas can help. Water young plants regularly during the first season so they can establish roots. After that, lavender usually prefers deep but infrequent watering, with time for soil to dry between waterings. It thrives best in sunny borders, dry cottage-style gardens, gravel gardens, and containers with drainage holes. Too much fertilizer can push leafy growth at the expense of flowers, so lean soil often gives a better, cleaner plant. What makes lavender feel expensive is not just the purple bloom. It is the silver-green foliage, the neat, rounded form, and the way it brings scent into a space without demanding constant attention. Next, we move from fragrance to bold color that can brighten a dry yard almost instantly. Number 3 plant is bougainvillea. Bougainvillea is the plant that can make a dry yard feel alive from across the street. It does not whisper in the landscape. It brings color in a way that feels bold, sun-soaked, and unmistakably Mediterranean. What many people call its flowers are actually papery bracts surrounding the small true flowers. That detail matters, because those bracts are part of what gives bougainvillea such a long-lasting visual impact. In warm climates, It can turn a plain wall, fence, courtyard, or entry gate into something that looks layered and expensive. But bougainvillea is not a plant for every corner. It wants strong sunlight, open warmth, and fast-draining soil. In too much shade, it may grow leaves but give fewer bracts. In soil that stays wet, the roots can struggle. Once established, it can handle drier conditions, but young plants still need careful watering until their root system settles. A deep watering followed by a drying period is usually better than frequent light watering. Bougainvillea works beautifully on sunny walls, arbors, large containers, courtyard edges, and dry garden backdrops. It can be trained, pruned, or allowed to spill naturally, but remember that many varieties have thorns. So placement matters near walkways and seating areas. Its expensive look comes from contrast, bright color against stone, stucco, gravel, or white walls. Used wisely, it makes a low-water yard feel warm, confident, and full of character. Next, we move to a plant that brings elegance through movement rather than color. Number 4 plant is pink muhly grass. Pink muhly grass brings a different kind of luxury to a dry yard. It is not heavy, sharp, or formal. It looks like movement captured in plant form. Soft green blades for much of the year, then airy pink plumes that seem to float above the ground in fall. This is why designers often use it in groups rather than as a single lonely plant. When several clumps are repeated along a driveway, around boulders beside a patio, or in a gravel border, the yard suddenly feels layered and intentional. It gives dry landscaping a softer edge without making it look messy. Horticulturally, pink muhly grass is useful because it handles tough conditions once established. It prefers full sun for the best flowering, and usually performs well in soil that drains freely. It can tolerate poor soil better than many ornamental plants, but it does not want to sit in constantly wet ground. During the first season, regular watering helps the roots settle in. After that, it generally needs less attention, especially where rainfall is occasional but not excessive. Its best placement is where sunlight can pass through plumes, near pathways, open beds, low walls, or seating areas where evening light can catch the fine texture. In late winter or early spring, cutting back the old growth helps refresh the plant for the new season. What makes pink muhly grass look expensive is atmosphere. It turns plain gravel and dry soil into something with rhythm, softness, and seasonal drama. Next, we move to a plant that adds timeless structure and a classic upscale garden feeling. Number 5 plant is olive tree. Few plants make a yard look expensive as quickly as an olive tree. It has that quiet, old-world character. Silver green leaves, twisting branches, and a trunk that becomes more interesting with age. Even a young olive tree in the right spot can make a front yard feel calmer, more intentional, and more mature. Olive trees have been cultivated around the Mediterranean for thousands of years, valued for food, oil, shade, and symbolism. In modern landscapes, they're often used less for harvest and more for atmosphere. One well-placed olive tree near a courtyard, gravel bed, front entry, or patio can act like a living focal point. From a gardening perspective, the olive tree is a strong choice for dry, sunny climates. It prefers full sun and soil that drains well. It does not like wet feet, soggy lawns, or areas where irrigation keeps the ground constantly damp. During the first couple of years, it needs consistent deep watering to build roots. Once established, it can handle much drier conditions, especially when planted in suitable soil. For cleaner landscaping, many homeowners choose fruitless or low-fruiting varieties because regular olive fruit can stain paving and create cleanup. Pruning also matters. A lightly open canopy gives a tree better shape, airflow, and that refined sculptural look. The expensive feeling comes from restraint. Olive trees do not shout with color. They bring age, texture, shade, and Mediterranean elegance, the kind of beauty that makes a yard feel designed, not decorated. Next, we move to a plant that adds bold vertical drama with almost no fuss. Number 6 plant is Italian cypress. Italian cypress is the plant that brings vertical drama to a dry yard without needing a crowded planting design. It grows like a dark green column, narrow and upright, almost like punctuation marks in the landscape. That is why you often see it in Mediterranean courtyards, formal entrances, long driveways, and homes that want height without using too much ground space. Its expensive look comes from discipline. A pair of Italian cypress trees beside a gate can frame the entrance. A row along a wall can create privacy. One single tree near pale gravel or stone can make a simple space feel architectural. From a horticulture point of view, Italian cypress does best in full sun and well-drained soil. It is not a good choice for soggy areas, low spots, or places where sprinklers keep the soil constantly wet. Young trees need regular watering while their roots establish, especially during hot weather. But once settled, they are much better suited to dry landscapes than many thirsty evergreen screens. They thrive best in warm climates, narrow side yards, sunny borders, courtyard corners, and driveway edges. Give them room for height, and avoid planting them too close together unless you are intentionally creating a tight formal screen. In some regions, pests or canker diseases can be an issue, so airflow and healthy growing conditions matter. Italian cypress does not bring flowers or softness. It brings structure, privacy, shadow, and a timeless Mediterranean mood. Next, we finish with a plant that adds color, toughness, and long-season curb appeal. Number 7 plant is Texas sage. Texas sage is one of the most underrated plants for making a dry yard look finished. It has that expensive combination designers love: silver foliage, natural shape, seasonal flowers, and very little need for pampering once it's established. Despite the name, Texas sage is not a true culinary sage. It is a desert-adapted shrub native to the southwestern United States and northern Mexico, where heat, dry air, and lean soil are part of the landscape. In home gardens, it is sometimes called barometer bush because it often blooms after humidity rises or rain arrives, covering the plant with soft purple, lavender, pink, or white flowers depending on the variety. From a practical gardening point of view, this is a plant for full sun and well-drained soil. It does not need rich, heavily fertilized ground. In fact, too much fertilizer or too much water can make it grow loose and less attractive. Water consistently while young, then reduce watering as the roots establish. Once mature, it is best treated as a dry climate shrub, not a lawn plant. Texas sage works beautifully along foundations, gravel paths, low walls, sunny corners, and street-facing beds where curb appeal matters. Its silver leaves reflect light in a way that makes nearby stone, mulch, and darker plants look more refined. What makes it feel expensive is its restraint. It does not need constant flowers to look good. Even between bloom cycles, it gives a yard structure, softness, and a calm desert elegance.